easing into recorder. Playing the recorder is tons of fun. Learning to play the recorder is a very rewarding experience. For many students, this is the first instrument that you can call your very own. Once you understand the basics and you learn some of the strategies, you can teach yourself almost any song. Think of the possibilities. Playing the recorder takes a lot of hard work and determination. For some students, learning to play the recorder is easy, but for most students, however, it takes quite a bit of practice. Don't be upset if your recorder squeaks a lot, especially in the beginning. Keep trying. It gets better. Learning to play the recorder requires a ton of self-control and self-discipline. You are the boss of you. Many students are so excited to play their recorder that they forget they are still at school and they have rules and expectations are set out for them. Play only when you are asked to play, and this makes it possible for all students to learn. Don't forget, if you play before I say, I will take your instrument away. We have recorder routines, things that will happen every time you play recorder. Getting your recorder out, the rest position, the ready position, playing position, and putting your recorder away. Now the first thing we're going to do is getting your recorder out. Now do this with me. Take your recorder out of its case. Put the case to its side. Do that now. Put your recorder into your rest position. I'll show you where that is. And you will have 60 seconds to get this ready. Now what exactly is the rest position? Once you've taken your recorder out of its bag, you put your recorder in your lap or on the floor in front of you. Most probably the best place would be on your colored dot. No fingers touching your recorder. Do not play your recorder. And this rest position is for listening to directions so that you know what to do. Now what is the ready position? This one's a little bit weird. You're going to put your mouthpiece, that's the top part of your recorder, and it's going to rest on your chin. We're going to use both hands to support the recorder with fingers covering the correct holes. We'll help you in a minute which are the correct holes. And any unused fingers are floating above the holes. Please note that the ready position does not have your recorder in your mouth. It's on your chin. Now the playing position. The mouthpiece of your recorder rests on your bottom lip, and your top lip just barely covers the tip of the mouthpiece. It's not a lollipop, you know. Your teeth never touch the recorder. You're not a puppy dog. And both hands support the recorder with your fingers covering the correct holes. And again, any unused fingers are floating above the hole. Now, how do you hold this recorder? Well, when you are in your playing position, your body is sitting or standing tall. You're sitting upright. If you're sitting, the end of your recorder is aimed at your crossed legs. Your recorder is not a trumpet, and you are not welcoming in the king. Watch me to know when to start playing, and always watch me for the cut-off cue. That means you're going to stop playing. I'm a bit like the conductor in your recorder lessons. And finally, at the end of our lesson, we're going to put our recorder away. You will put your recorder back in its case, and we'll show you where in the classroom to put your recorder when we are finished the lesson. Now we're going to do some ABCs of recorder, except we're actually going backwards. We're going to learn CBA, and I'll explain that all in a minute. Activate is your A, barely blow is your B, and cover your holes completely is C. But let's go through them backwards. We're starting with C. Cover your holes completely. Now, one of the main reasons your recorder squeaks is not that your recorder is broken or it doesn't work. It's that you're not covering the holes completely. When you don't cover the holes completely, air escapes through the holes, making the recorder squeak. A bit like wind that rattles through your windows. If you close your windows tightly, you don't hear that wind squeaking. So you need to make sure your holes are closed. Now, an easy way to check whether you're covering the holes completely is to press your fingers down harder than normal. You don't have to usually press them hard. Then let go. And then check from where your recorder warts form. Do you have little bumps? Are they in a circle? They should be in the middle of the tips of your fingers, not too close to the top or the sides. Then you know that you've covered your holes correctly. I sometimes call them recorder Cheerios. You know those cereal or Fruit Loops, the cereal with a little hole in the middle? A bit like that. Now we're ready for our first note. We're going to need to pause at the moment so that we can show you which hand goes where and get them exactly right. And our first note is going to be called E. Now we've done C, cover our holes. Now we're working backwards and we're going to B, barely blow. Now, as I said before, the number one reason your recorder squeaks is because you are blowing too hard. Think of how soft a whisper sounds. That's how soft you need to blow into your recorder. Now, I want you to do this while I'm reading. The B, the barely blow. I want you to put up one finger and pretend it's a candle. Try to blow out the candle. Now I want you to put up your hand and pretend that you're trying to fog up a mirror. Now you're going to use the warm air instead of the cool air. It squeaks less. And now finally, we've done C, cover your holes, B, barely blow, and now we're going to activate your tongue. Activate means get it going. Imagine your breath as a stream of water coming out of a tap. Now if you flick your finger into the water, the stream is interrupted, but it still keeps going. When you stop and start a note, you need to think about just interrupting your stream of air, not stopping it. When we activate our tongues to get that stream of air going and stopping it, we're going to say the word duh. Your tongue hits the inside of your mouth right behind your two front teeth. It doesn't go into the recorder because that's a bit silly. You're going to take a deep breath, let your air out. Do it with me. Let your air out in a steady stream like that water. As you say the word duh, 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 over and over. Keep that stream going. Now do it again, but this time you're going to move your tongue, but don't make the duh sound. Try it. And now it seems that it's time to start playing our first note. Yippee!